Welcome to the Drama Behind the Scenes show. I'm your host Deffinition, and it looks like it's not just regular people who are still disappointed with the way that the finale of Game of Thrones went down. At July's San Diego Comic-Con, Seth Rogen, who was part of a panel to discuss his work on Preacher and where the show was heading in the upcoming season, recently ripped into writers D&D, and yeah, he just completely tore them apart. The Preacher panel was due to take place after the Game of Thrones one, in which writers D&D were going to answer questions alongside the cast and talk about the process behind the show. However, they both cancelled last minute, probably because of the backlash that has circulated around it this year, and this left a lot of people involved with the organisation of the event in a bad situation as they had to scramble together schedules to try and work something out. Needless to say, this angered a lot of fans, most notably Seth Rogen, who had the following to say about the two and the show's ending.
To start by saying I know we're following the Game of Thrones panel, which is a fucking nightmare, just objectively. I also know that their showrunners didn't show up because they didn't want to answer questions about the show. So I just want to say that I am not one of the creators of Game of Thrones, but I am the creator of other TV shows. So feel free to ask me any Game of Thrones questions you guys have throughout the night. I'm not an expert. I didn't read the books, but I watched the show, so I can give you my insights and thoughts just as to how they pulled it off.
What series finale is going to be more satisfying, Preacher or Game of Thrones?
I think, hopefully, I won't be, I'm here at least, so I think that's a good sign. I'm willing to show my face. Show to life, and what I would also like to say is I would imagine those guys regret making Bran the king, because ultimately, he doesn't have the best story, and that's...
If you guys aren't coming up to the mic in the next little bit with questions about the end of Game of Thrones for these guys, I don't know what we're doing here.
I'll hypothesize. I'll give you my take. I don't know for sure. I've met them a couple times. They're nice, but yeah.
Why didn't Arya wear a face again in the final season?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah, a lot of big questions. Yeah, she learned all that face shit. Where'd it go? What'd she do with those faces? Yeah.
In all seriousness, like it is really exciting and sad that this.
It is sad that it's over. It's weird that it's over. It's going on in a good
Game
way.
of Thrones.
No, exactly. They don't watch.
All right, next question.
Do you think that they made a mistake by not having Jaime Lannister kill Cersei?
I do, honestly, a little bit. It was disappointing. You don't want to follow these people for 3 years and see them for 6 years. They trapped in rubble? Come on. Anticlimactic. Anyway.
Are we going to get to see Jesse Custer fly in on a dragon and maybe have a dragon burn down New Orleans?
I wasn't going to make a joke about how you look like Woody Harrelson, but now I'm going to. Because you made that joke. Now we're even. Right, don't do one of those things, because it ends. It's over. It would put us in a weird position if you guys now made like a petition to save Preacher because it's over, and we would have to do some other thing, which would be it would be hard for us.
So you will reshoot the last season, right?
Yeah,
you'll
completely.
Go back and you'll redo that. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna crowdsource the reshooting of the final episode. Yeah. I bet they wish they kept more of the dragons around. I'm gonna say that.
Man, I just found this hilarious, to be honest. Like, the petition thing absolutely killed me, and him talking about reshooting the final season, which is of course a massive news stories from a couple of months ago when the show was out. And I'm just really glad that more people with platforms are kind of coming forward and voicing how bad they thought it was instead of just the fans, as this kind of gave some of the cast the hump, and they slammed a lot of people who had supported the show for the best part of a decade and called them toxic, even though a lot of them were offering up legitimate criticism. Honestly, it's good that someone in a position like Rogan is calling out D&D, because this was getting hyped up as the panel where everything was supposed to be finally cleared up, but the fact that they no-showed it really just cements that they don't have respect for anyone's opinion if it's negative. They were kind of showered with praise for 10 years, and then as soon as people lobbied a bit of negativity towards them, it made them run for the hills. I actually think it's a worse look for them that they didn't show up, as had they went to Comic-Con and stood behind the final season, then most people probably would have respected it, but now it's just another big controversy that surrounds the entire season. Obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this clip, and if you think Rogan was in the wrong for addressing it, or if you stand by what he said. Comment below and let me know, and if you enjoyed this video then please give it a thumbs up, and make sure you check out my breakdown of the huge San Diego Comic-Con Marvel panel, which will be linked at the end. I go over all of the announcements, so it's definitely worth checking out if you want something to watch after this. If you want to come talk to me about movies, TV shows, games and comic books, then you can follow me on Twitter at DeffinitionYT. It's the best way to get in touch with me, and it's the perfect place to suggest new videos and content, so hopefully I'll see you over there after this. This is a channel for people who are never missing television, so if that's the kind of thing you like, you need to subscribe to Deffinition. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this. You've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.